CBS News senior foreign correspondent Mark Phillips is on the phone with us from Manchester. And Mark, there's a lot of new developments coming out about Salman Abedi's background and overseas travel. According to his father, what more can you tell us?
Well, we've been following this police investigation, which has become more frenetic by the hour here ever since the bomb went off. And the big admission is the one you alluded to just earlier, where the chief of police here, the chief constable, Ian Hopkins, confirmed what everybody was already pretty sure of, which was that what they've uncovered here, tragically too late, is a terror network. The theory is that the man that they say was the bomber was not the kind of guy who they really thought could put together a bomb of that kind of sophistication and carry off an attack quite as well as, if that's the word for it, as he did. So now the thinking is that he could have been just a mule for the bomb, a bomb carrier, and the bomb would have been supplied by somebody else. So they've been raiding various properties, locations around Manchester, including one which we were at right in the center of Manchester, looking for a place that could have been the bomb factory or that could have been resided in by somebody who supplied the bomb to Abedi. The investigation gets more complex all the time, and it's all an admission by the Manchester counterterrorism authorities and those in the country generally that they were not on top of this with tragic consequences.
So we heard during the last press conference that there were 3 more arrests overnight and a raid in, I thought what he said, in which there was a controlled explosion. Do you know any more about those?
Yeah, they've been using controlled explosions to basically blast their way into houses and apartments. The theory there is that in case they are booby-trapped, they don't want to just be walking into places and exposing themselves to whatever might be there. And so they've been basically blowing the doors off the places to get into them. That seems to have been what happened today. We were talking to a resident of the building where this happened, said he heard a loud noise and then smelled a funny smell after that, and that's what they're doing. It's not a question of them finding it and disposing of explosive material. It's a way of protecting themselves to get into these properties. But yes, they've been going to various properties around the city. We don't know what they're finding. We know they made 3 more arrests today. We know that, as you mentioned, Abedi's brother was one of the arrests that they made yesterday. Whatever his father says, I gather he was speaking from Tripoli. I would take to the bank immediately. I think we're into the "my boy is a good boy" response to this kind of thing. But there's more. The initial, it now seems naive assumption and statement on the part of the police here that this was a lone wolf, a single bomber, is now a discarded theory.
And Mark, the UK, as you know, has raised its alert to the highest level. There's nearly 1,000 troops that have been deployed across the country, security being beefed up there. For a lot of analysts, this signifies that there could be a looming attack. Is that what you're hearing as well?
Well, it's curious. In theory, when you move the threat level to critical, the way that these levels were defined originally is that critical means that the authorities believe an attack is imminent. In this case, it doesn't appear to be the situation. In this case, the way they have explained it is that because they are unable at this stage to say that this network that they've now tripped across has been curtailed, that they cannot say that there won't be an attack. And so because they say there won't be an attack and they're kind of revealing what they don't know, they've raised the threat level to critical. It may just be that these various labels that they've used in the past don't apply to the current situation, but that's the one we're in.
Mark Phillips on the phone, joining us from Manchester. Thank you so much for bringing us up to speed, Mark.